everyone. Welcome to our series of webinar brought to you by the School of Medicine at Nazarbayev University. So my name is Jonas Cruz, the MSN Director of the School of Medicine. So before we go to the seminar, I just want to briefly give you a news about the School of Medicine at Nazarbayev University. You all know that some of you maybe may know or some of you may not know that the School of Medicine has recently opened its Master of Science in Nursing program, major in clinical nurse leadership. This year, we have 20 students who have started their master's program in nursing at the School of Medicine. And we want to invite you all, those who have bachelor's degree in nursing, academic bachelor's degree in nursing, to come and apply to our program next school year. So we will be announcing in our websites, in our social medias, the opening of the application. But for those who want to apply for the Master of Science in Nursing program, these are the requirements that you have to have, no? So I will be posting this later on in our socials. So you have to have an academic degree in nursing or equivalent. Medical doctors can also apply as long as they are working in the medical or in the hospital, teaching nursing also. You should have a minimum grade point average of 2.50 out of 4.00 to be able to qualify to the program. You also need to have the evidence that you are eligible to practice nursing in Kazakhstan or in the country where you are from. At least for you, those nurses in Kazakhstan, your certificate of specialist in nursing here in Kazakhstan. Another requirement for the Master of Science in Nursing program is your personal statement of purpose for the program study. Why do you want to continue studying the Master of Science in Nursing program? And we need also your two official letters of reference, either in Kazakh, Russian, or in English. And one of those two letters must be from your employer. And also, the confirmation of your knowledge of Kazakh and Russian will be verified during the interview. Now, one unique feature of our Master of Science in Nursing program is that it is delivered in either Russian or Kazakh. So we don't have English proficiency for Kazakh nationals. So you don't need to submit your IELTS to be admitted to the Master of Science in Nursing program. Now, we are very excited to welcome you to our program. If you want to know more about MSN at Nazarbayev University, as well as our Bachelor of Nursing at Nazarbayev University, please contact this. You can look at our MSN website by going through that QR code. You can email us at msn_som@nu.edu.kz. You can contact me or Anwar. Our emails are here. Again, if you are interested and your organization is interested to know more about our Master of Science in Nursing program at Nazarbayev University, please invite us so that we can come to your hospital and we can discuss more about the Master of Science in Nursing program. Again, we will be starting our admission soon, so please check our websites at Instagram as well as in our Facebook. You will see there the dates where we will be starting to accept applicants for the MSN program and for the BN program. Now, let's move on to the main event for this webinar. Our first webinar in this webinar series brought to you by the School of Medicine at Nazarbayev University. Um, our STEAM speaker is actually from Poland, and she is a very is expert I'm sorry, I'll just need to admit some people. She is actually an expert in perinatal care. So our speaker for today is a midwife, a sociologist, a specialist in obstetric nursing. She is an associate professor at the Institute of Health and Sciences and Psychology in Collegium Medicum University of Rzeszow in Poland. She is a member of the Polish Midwives Association, the European Transcultural Nursing Association, and the Sigma Theta Tau International. She is also a member of the European Research Committee and the Nursing Education Interest. Now, she has published a lot of books and a lot of articles, research articles in national and international journals. And she also served as editor or editorial board member in many journals in nursing and midwifery. Now, before I give or I introduce our speaker for today, I just want to mention some rules. First, the speaker will deliver the seminar, and then at the end of the seminar we will be entertaining questions from everybody. So please, if you have any questions later on, please reserve them at the end of the presentation for to be more organized. Okay, and we will I'm sure our speaker will be more than willing to answer all your questions. I am very happy to introduce to you our speaker for today, Associate Professor Malgorzata Nagorska.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I will make you as an host, Malgorzata. Okay, you can now
Okay,
share your
can
press.
I start?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Здравствуйте, сердечно приветствую всех. Хочу поблагодарить доценту Йонасу Крузу за приглашение и возможность выступить перед вами. К сожалению, мой русский язык недостаточный, поэтому я буду рассказывать на английском языке. Let me then open my presentation. This is kind of like mostly I'm sure that you cannot see me yet, but give me a few seconds to open it. Or if we not succeed, maybe this way. Or if I will not succeed, I will ask. Maybe will be faster if I ask you because I have some technical problems.
I can share it for you. I can share it if it's okay with you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, so at the beginning, I will tell you just few words additional because Docent Cruz already said something about me. I am a midwife and sociologist, and I work 36 years, so it's quite a long time. And by 17 years, I worked at the hospital, 10 years on maternity and delivery room. Then 6 years, I was head nurse on gynecological ward and 1 year on infertility clinic. So that experience helped me a lot because later I started teach and I work as a university teacher. So next slide, please. This is our plan for today. So at the beginning, I will tell you something uh, about some facts about Poland, of course. I will focus on demography, which is connected with our topic. Then I introduce the definition of perinatal care, or I will remind it. Then I will show you something what is very important in perinatal care, like statistics, because according to statistics, we can recognize the quality of perinatal care. And then I will tell you quite a detailed way what we did during last decades to improve perinatal care in Poland. And I also introduce best practices, so organizational standard of perinatal care in Poland. If we will have enough time, so that's why you can see question mark on point 6. I will also introduce midwifery in Poland. And on the end, as it was already mentioned, you will have chance to ask me a question. So this is our plan, and let's start from the point first, some fact about Poland. Just to remind where Poland is located in the Central Europe, and you can see the map of Europe. And
Есть много исследований в этой сфере, я тоже читала их достаточно часто. В них указывается то, что
also area of our country is over 300 square kilometers and population 38 and half people. I also would like to show you where I am where I am from. So the southeastern part of Poland, bordering with Ukraine on west, on east, and with Slovakia from south. So this is my region and the city I'm living in and teaching. Next one. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I would like to show you some demographical statistics about Poland. Why is important in perinatal care? Because according to these trends in demography, we also must to change our perinatal care. So as you see, Poland is the specific country talking about demography. If we compare, for example, Kazakhstan and Polish population, the biggest difference is that the Kazakh population is younger. It means that look at the first level. It means that you have much better rate of births. So it is also important how to organize perinatal care. And also according to total health care, those statistics are very useful to understand, for example, how many people, seniors, older age we have. So this is also for medicine very useful. Next. So if we look on this slide, you can see a quite interesting situation what we have in Poland, but this is same time sad situation. I mean that if you see the red line, you will see deaths, and green light means live birth. So what is the problem? Problem is that we have the more deaths nowadays than newborns. So this is real demographical problem. Next, please. And this is the same, I think, much more detailed lines. So you can see according to years and months even, how it changed recently from 2010. Okay, next one. So our next point is what perinatal care is. What does it mean, perinatal care? We should be aware that it started in years 60s, 20th century, in United States and in Western Europe. And this is nothing like combining pediatrics and obstetrics together to make improvement of this area, very important one. So according to the definition, perinatal care is multidisciplinary activity which aimed is providing medical care and along with health promotion, treatment, the preconception period during pregnancy, childbirth, postpartum, through early identification of risk to the mother and fetus. So this is mostly focus on promotion, health promotion, and also health education. This is what we really put into account. So perinatal care is performed mainly by doctors, physicians, specialists in obstetrics, gynecology, but also we have in Poland doctor specialization in perinatology. So mostly they are gynecologists of neonatologists who had additional specialization perinatology. Of course, a very big part and important part of that system are also qualified midwives. So also the range of the midwifery, talking about midwives, and midwife as a profession has improved a lot in recent, I think, 2 decades. Next, please. So perinatal care is quite a huge area, and it includes family planning. So what is important that perinatal care is also addressed before pregnancy, not only from during pregnancy, but before. So family planning, preconception care, antenatal care, intranatal care, postpartum care, and additionally care for newborns and infants up to 1 year of age. So as you see, perinatology is a broad area and not only addressed to pregnancy or delivery. So if we are talking about pregnancy and delivery, we have different words to describe it. This is prenatal care, but there is a very gentle difference, perinatal and prenatal. So perinatal is much larger area. Okay. Next, thank you. So what is really important, and why also statistics is important in perinatal care, because thanks to statistics we can see, and this is very strong proof of improving quality of perinatal care. So we look mostly on perinatal mortality rate. And what does it mean? The definition says that perinatal mortality rate indicates the number of dead births or deaths, newborns during pregnancy and delivery from 0 to 6 days after delivery, calculated on 1,000 live and stillbirths. So this is the definition to understand, because I'm going to show you the statistic soon. Okay, thank you. Next one. So this is also a very more detailed definition which we use in Poland, because that definition we can find in our Polish regulation. So to better understand what perinatal śmiertność, perinatal mortality is. So all stillbirths and deaths of newborns who died between first week of life and whose birth weight was at least 500 grams, or those who were born after 22nd weeks of pregnancy. If we don't know what birth weight was. And second possibility, achieving body length at least 25 centimeters. So this is very detailed definition to help better understand and make better qualification if is it perinatal mortality or not. Okay, so I think that we are ready to see, yes, next one, perinatal mortality statistic in Poland. So I found those data in serious statistical office, official Polish statistical office. So if you just look on these statistics, you can see the trend, and I have data from 1950 till 2024. So if we already know what perinatal mortality is and how it changed, so you see 1950, just 5 years after World War II, was very huge, 66.7. Why? Because of perinatal care quality. It was very poor. So that's why we observed that high number of perinatal mortality. And look please how it changed during years. Quite important period is 1998. I don't have data for this year, but you can see the progress between year 1992 and 2003. So this is important. I will tell you later why. And later, during years, you can see how it drop, and it means that quality of perinatal care is higher and higher. What is important? It never be zero, never. So we cannot expect zero on this data, because there are sometimes clinical cases when medicine cannot help. So this we cannot never achieve zero, but we have quite good now 2.6. Okay, next slide, please. Next. So, sorry, yes. So here you can see only infant mortality, because previous slide was about perinatal deaths and perinatal mortality. And if we take only infants, so you can see here also huge difference. So I have data from 1970, and it's going down, drop every few years, more and more. The same situation, we will never achieve zero. This is what I already said. So next, please. We have also mother mortality, because we also look on infants and mothers. So if you see how it changed during years, so it was really good progress. We cannot same eliminate. There are few clinical issues in which we never will have succeed. So that's why we will never see zero also here. So we wish to have zero everywhere, but it's impossible. But those 3 slides shows how huge progress we made during decades, and it means also that our quality of prenatal care change a lot and improve a lot. Okay. So I prepared the table just to explain what we did. So for the question how it happened that the quality changed for better, I will answer now. So it's what we did during that time, during the last decades, to improve perinatal care. We also tried to find better practices in the world. Better means that we look somewhere where perinatal care was better, and we tried to implement these programs to Poland. So I already mentioned today that perinatology as a separate field of medicine was created in US in 1960. So in Poland, at the beginning of perinatology is 1970. Because we follow American system. So in 1976, Americans, they started 3-stage prenatal care model. We did it a little bit later, as you see, 1998. And next was we started with maternity notes. It means that we started with kind of documentation. It was very poor at the beginning, but little by little, years by years, the documentation is better. Then we have pregnancy risk assessment card. So we started in 1981 that every pregnant woman had card. I think that in your country also it exists. So this is a special card, special document, which every pregnant woman has always, should have always be with her, with many important informations. In 1919, first in US and 1 year later in Poland, we implemented the baby-friendly hospital. That system was launched by WHO and UNICEF. So that program made revolution in obstetrics and maternity care. So those time I was worked at the hospital or on delivery room. So I can say that I am the witness what happened those times. And I can also confirm that it was real revolution and it was very difficult time for us as a medical staff. So in 1993, the group of gynecologists and obstetricians in Poland, they started to think about improving of perinatal care, because when we saw statistics, it was not so good situation. So that's why almost the same time, independently, was second initiative. First initiative from medics, from doctors, obstetricians, professors, group professors who made some kind of meeting and said, we must to change something because situation is not so good. So they created special program how to improve perinatal care. And 1 year later, as you see here, it was something what was total shock and totally unexpected. It was a special social campaign created by journalists who tried to talk with women and give women voice about the situation in perinatal care. And it was real shock when we discover that women are not happy, not satisfied. They feel they're treated badly during the delivery, and no one asked them about their own needs and their own decisions. So that campaign, also this is quite interesting name, giving birth humanly. What does it mean, giving birth humanly? It means we didn't have human birth previously. So the result of this campaign says yes, the woman voice was, you must to change something now, in this moment, because we are not satisfied. We don't feel good in this situation. So childbirth with dignity foundation started from that time. Let's imagine that that campaign was, the idea was, let's do it once, but it was such a big need among women that from that year we started that foundation, which also works till now. So if we put two things like voice of medicine, I'm talking about that perinatal care improvement program, and from the other hand, this social campaign. So I think that this is the biggest success of improvement of perinatal care. So this is not only the question of medicine, but also we should listen to women's voice at the same time. So Later, in 2012, we created the first national document, first national standard of perinatal care. Then we changed it in 2018, and now we are waiting. It will be maybe in the question of few months, but we will have new edition. So every time that standard gives us possibility to make perinatal care better and better, even though we cannot eliminate to zero statistic. This is just impossible. But we are achieving the lowest and lowest level. So this is the hard proof that what we did, and it was really big big work from medical staff, because imagine that we are working using some procedures, and one day someone came and said, whatever you did till now is wrong and you must to change your behavior. So it was really shock, and it wasn't easy. We were not so happy, and believe me, I was also in that group. As a midwife of the delivery room, we were shocked and astonished, because from that time we open obstetrics even for families till, so previously it was closed wards and many other changes. So for us was a shock, and we had to change our attitude to our work, and moreover our attitude to women, to patients. Okay, we can go on. So in 1985, World Health Organization created recommendations to perinatal care, and kind of gold standard which says what should be. So if we see on the last position in this table, we will understand what is the gold standard of WHO. And here you will see 2011, 2018, how it changed in Poland. Recommendation doesn't mean, and we shouldn't understand them as a law. This is just a way showing us by this organization how we should go, what direction we should go. So as you see, little by little we change, like labor induction rate, so it dropped a little bit. So at the beginning, when we started changes, what was even higher level, so that gold standard is 10%. What, to be honest, and from clinical point of view, is not easy to achieve. 10% is not easy to achieve. Labor stimulation, also recommendation is 10, but we will never probably achieve it. So I would like to also add that that path is showing us demedicalization, because obstetrics is one of area which has the biggest rate of medicalization. So medicalization means that some areas which we have in our life, we as a people, we move from home to hospitals or other institutions. So previous centuries, previous years, decades, women gave birth at home. So home was that place with very poor care, but moving it to hospital, we tried to make more medicalization, and little by little we lost the border. So what is also important in our point of view, I'm talking about Poland and improving perinatal care, is that we uh, started that process. If we say about medicalization or over medicalization, we start to this process stop and to change. So talking about induction stimulation is about medicalization also. Same episiotomy. It was episiotomy, it was when I studied as a midwife in midwifery school, the gold standard was that episiotomy must be done every time in women who gave first delivery in life. So if you avoid to do it, it was treated like an error. But nowadays we don't do it every time. So it means that this is also the proof that medicine change, and medicine is a life science. So we follow what is the newest, because newest is the best, mostly if we follow also evidence-based medicine. Okay, then we have next point, cesarean section. So this is the gold standard. Of course, this is area in which we didn't found good solutions, because as you see, this is only red point on this in this table, that little by little we have more and more that rate of cesarean section is growing. So this is only one area in which we didn't succeed. I will show you more statistic later about it, and I will try also explain why it is this way. But if you see 38 in last year, it means that almost every second child was born by cesarean section. It's nothing what we can be proud of, but it is this way. And something which was also quite difficult to implement, the position during delivery, and we made really big step and big progress in it, because we, as WHO says, should not be used. So we give nowadays decision of woman, what position you would like to have during delivery, and this is also a big task for midwives, because different, not typical, not classical position lying on the bed is quite difficult. Anyway, we have quite good result. We have courses for midwives, and they succeed to do it. And something what is quite easy, but it wasn't previously, skin to skin contact, mother and newborn, because of that contact is has double advantages. Like, first is that first meeting mother and baby, which is very important, also very important and moving for mothers, and at the same time this is colonization by mothers' bacteria. So this is what we can do easily if the clinical situation is okay. So there is no obstacles. We can put a naked newborn to the mother body, and they can spend sometimes being together. So we have also, we are going to this direction. So I think that it is much better even now, because as you see, the last data I have from 2018. Okay, we can go. And yes, I will be back to cesarean section. I will show you some statistics. They are from different sources, so you will see different rates. So that is from 2015. So as you see the legend and colors, you can easily recognize that our rate is quite high comparing with other European countries. Okay, we can go. This map shows from 28 data from 2018, so you can see world. We can also recognize your country on the map. So according to colors, legend, it was here. But let's look on Poland. It is quite high. So comparing with other countries, so we still have quite high rate, and it grows. This is not this is sad situation. Okay, let's move. This is also
Sorry, Malgorzata, can we just take a break for 1 minute, because like I think there are some problem with the interpretation again.
okay.
Yeah, just 1 minute break.
Okay,
And we'll
okay.
sort it out. Alina, can you please, what's happening? Can you instruct them how to access the interpretation, please?
Thank you. Так, для тех, кто вот присоединился недавно, еще раз расскажу, как работает функция. У нас спикер говорит на английском. Внизу, в нижней панели, у вас есть значок перевода круглый. Вы нажимаете на него и выбираете русский канал. На русском канале вы услышите перевод. Сейчас, если у вас какие-то проблемы есть, напишите или скажите. Еще раз повторю. В нижней панели значок «Круглый перевод». Нажимаете на него и на русский канал. Тогда вы услышите перевод.
So Alina, I will try to share my screen.
Okay.
Can you, oh, sorry. I'll just need to, so that I can show how to do it, I just need to end this show. Yep. Okay, so tell them that I will show how to do it. So here.
Сейчас вам покажут, как это выполнить с экрана.
Where is it? Well, the problem is if I shared mine. Oh, it's not possible. Sorry. Just tell them to, there's like an interpretation here, and they just need to choose the Russian language.
Да, вот еще раз, кто вдруг не услышал. Нижняя панель, значок «Круглый перевод». Нажимаете на него и выбирайте русский язык. В чате, как сейчас включим мы заново эту функцию, сейчас она выключена. Мы сейчас включим ее. Нажмите на нее и в чате напишите, пожалуйста, все ли работает. Перед.
Okay, so let's try. And
Мгм.
before we ask our speaker to continue, so I will turn on again the interpretation. So Alina, please give me a go sign if it's okay now. Okay, so we're ready to go. Professor Malgorzata, I'm really sorry
Okay.
for
No,
that.
no problem.
Okay, so
Please.
please continue.
So you already saw some statistic, but I have more statistics from more sources. This is because we didn't so much improve this area, so that's why I'm trying to show you statistics from more sources, and I also will try a little bit explain why. Sorry. Okay, we can follow. So here we have also data from Eurostat, so 2021st. So as you see, Poland is on 5th position. Here we have European Union country, if I can see. Okay. And I found also our national data, so you can see official data. This is combination of Peristat, also our Polish national data. So you see like how little by little the number of cesarean section is growing. And now maybe the little explanation why we doing this way. There are, I think, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion. Of course, this is first medical reason is that improvement of medicine. Improvement of medicine means that you are able to care about high risk pregnancies much better than previously. And the other reason is also something what we call tocophobia. Tocophobia is fear of women. They are afraid of childbirth because of they are afraid of pain. So many women they decide I choose cesarean section, and it is possible somehow, mostly in private clinics, that they will pay and they will have this solution. And also, I would like to add another reason, which is maybe not so often taken into consideration, but this is also somehow fear of obstetricians. Why? Because the responsibility, I mean legal responsibility, because nowadays there is a even group of people who are trying to have a court doctor patient and trying to take money if they are not satisfied. So also this area gives some possibilities. So fear of women, fear of obstetrician, and also the improvement of medicine. More or less, if we put all together, the result is like that. Okay. Here you can see more detailed data. So what means the color, yellow color, if I could recognize, this is a typical natural childbirth, and that darker color is, it means rate of cesarean sections. So as you see, dark is quite, half of or more, depends on the hospital, depends on level of organizational perinatal care of the hospital. But that color is quite huge. It confirms that what I already said, 48% means almost every second child is born this way. Okay, we can continue. And now I would like to tell you about something what was really very important, not only for patient, but also for medical staff, including midwives, because that standard, that law, shows competencies of midwives. It's very clearly written, and this is a law, so we must to follow it. So first standard was introduced in 2012. Then we had change in 2018, and we started the second version on January 1st, 2019. And now we are waiting for new version. So every version is, let's hope, better and better. And it shows very specifically also midwives' rule on perinatal care. First of all, was created to improve perinatal care and also consider patient right in perinatal care. So I will tell you a little bit about it. So September 20, 2012, that first regulation of, it was the standard of medical procedure for provision of health services in the field of perinatal care of women during physiological, this is important word here, pregnancy, physiological delivery, puerperium, and care for newborn. Physiological means a lot, so it didn't include pathology. Okay, we can move. So this standard, this ordinance, is the Polish standard of medical care during pregnancy, delivery, puerperium, as well as care for the newborn, which has been adapted to healthcare system in Poland, with particular emphasis of patient rights. We have also law talking about patient rights, and it changed a lot in medical care reality, that we put patient on the center of care. It wasn't that way previously. Also, we implement patient rights to this standard. What is the aim, purpose of the standard? To improve the quality of perinatal care, first of all, and how we can achieve it, to make some limitation to excessive medicalization of physiological delivery. Medicalization means, I already explained, that we go too much with medicine, even if it's not really need. So we would like to turn this direction. So this is also one of the aim of this standard. Then respecting patient rights. This is a different regulation about it from 1998. So it's quite, it changed a lot also Polish medicine reality, putting patient in the center of the care, and using 3-level perinatal care principles. This is probably, I don't know a lot about your system, but I think, I suppose that you also have it. I will tell you a little bit later more about it. Increasing women's satisfaction. This is what was really shock when we have this survey among women at the first time 1994, and then year by year we do it again and again. So we see the responses of women. We can see also that for them that change is also very important. Okay. So with this second version, we implemented from January 1st, 2019, and all facilities providing perinatal services, doesn't matter if a private system of national health system, all of them must to follow rules. And aims is, of course, to make standardization into whole country. So whole Poland, not only chosen places, but everywhere. Okay. So first, patient rights, it means women's rights during the childbirth. So it means their participation as a member of one of a member of that group who decide what will be done, which procedure every procedure must be discussed before. I mean, discussion means a lot, but inform, and also her written or just spoken permission for every procedure which we do. It wasn't like that. We just took earlier, I'm talking about years when I was working at the hospital. So we choose only written permission for cesarean section or blood transfusion, but nowadays we ask also about induction, episiotomy, so it must be also written. Any other procedure we must to inform, and we must to take permission, even spoken permission for everything what we do. Also, treatment, subjective. I think that it could be.
Yeah. I'm really sorry, Malgorzata. I think I mess up your press. Where is it?
No, we must go back.
This one, yeah? Yeah, this one.
This one. Also, the possibility of choosing the midwife, I mean, not during delivery, but after delivery, where a woman is at home and we have, she has care of midwife visiting her at home. So this is that midwife who will visit her after delivery. Also, we put a lot attention to breastfeeding, and this is the best and natural way to feed newborns. So we also created, let me call them, special kind of midwives who has specialization on it, and they also are they are working on obstetrics. This is only their role, to help women with breastfeeding. Also, they reduce over medicalization. Let's go. Let's move. Here, just I will not explain. This is just legal basis of this regulation. So it is based on previous regulation and of course on our constitution, which also says about health and rights to health care. What is maybe different comparing with other countries? I don't know situation everywhere, but what I know even from US, from Western countries, not every time every woman has this care. In Poland, every pregnant woman can have medical professional care, and it doesn't matter if she has or she has not insurance. So this is just for everyone. Okay. So women should be treated as an active participant of not medical staff, but medical group. Medical group means all medics plus patient, and support during lactation, choice of midwife. It is between 21st and 26th week of pregnancy, when there is a obligation to have education for every pregnant woman. Also, she is informed that she can choose a midwife, and after delivery she will have it is mostly 4 to 6 visit between first 8 weeks of puerperium period. So this is special care and help for mothers. Okay. Staff cooperation. So it means that we unified perinatal care. So standards, procedures are quite common in Poland, and also they are based on this document, which means that we created real system. Patient rights also to informed participation in medical decision. I already said about it. And the Finnish termination of pregnancy, according to this document, must be before 42nd weeks, to avoid also medical procedures, other procedures, just to unify in all the country. Okay. So, first of all, nowadays medicine, but also nursing, midwifery is based, and it should be based on evidence-based medicine. It means that before we do something, we change our procedures, we must have real proof, scientific proof. That's why also science is such an important part of medicine, nursing, and midwifery. So care in accordance with evidence-based medicine and safety of mother and child, then respect of dignity and patient rights, information, consent, written consent or spoken. Individualization of care, it means that every woman during pregnancy preparing with her obstetrician or midwife birth plan. So this is that meeting is for preparing that document. We call it birth plan, and on that birth plan there are written expectation of woman. So if she starts delivery and going to the hospital, also with this document, she again discuss if it is possible, discuss and has explanation about this birth plan. Of course, what we do and what we say, that not always everything will be possible, because every decision is taken according to clinical situation. But if we see what is written on that plan, we can also follow it, or we can change it according to clinical situation. So this is quite a big change. Patient needs, what I expect, what I need during childbirth is written on that document. Of course, as I said, not every time everything can be done as woman would like, because of clinical situation, of course, is the priority. Okay, we can go. And three levels, three-stage perinatal care model means that first level, only physiological pregnancy and healthy newborns. Second level is a mid-level intermediate risk of pregnancies. And third level, high risk pregnancies and births. So what is important in this system, we put attention to transport from one level to another, if needed. Transport in utero means we do our best to transport mother before childbirth, because is more safety for both. So if we recognize the problems and there is high risk pregnancy, we as soon that woman we transport to the higher level of hospital. Okay, we can go. So the role of midwife, talking about Polish midwives, they have quite high qualification. So it means they can take like bachelor. Bachelor is the basis qualification. So bachelor in midwifery, master degree in midwifery, also specialization. And midwife is that person who drive delivery on delivery room, not doctor, not obstetrician, but midwife. So we have quite high professional midwives here. Also, according that first standard from 2012, midwife can also care for physiological pregnancy. So it means not only obstetricians, but also midwives. Of course, there is a plan schedule for a visit. It should be from 8 to 10 visits maximum during pregnancy. And if there is physiological pregnancy, it could be done by midwife, but few visits will be done by obstetrician because of there is a need for ultrasonography. Then this, what I already said, choosing midwife, which will be cooperate with that woman after delivery, and also antenatal education and school of birth. Okay, we can move. Education, this is obligation program, antenatal education, so every woman should have this education, and this is the task of obstetrician or midwife. If obstetrician decide he or she can send the woman to the midwife for this antenatal education program, and preparation for childbirth, postpartum, and breastfeeding. This is in the plan in this program, and support from partner or relatives, because every woman has right to have one person during delivery. So it could be like husband or someone else from family, mother, sister, mostly, or friend. This is a right of the patient. Okay, we can follow. So schedule of visit, I already said, from 8 to 10 during whole pregnancy. And what is new, what is quite health education, I already said also, and the last point, depression risk assessment. So it wasn't previously, we didn't put such attention for it, but this is very important. So according to that standard, we have 3 times checking between 11 and 14 weeks of pregnancy, 33 and 37, and postpartum period. So we use special questionnaires, and we can recognize the risk of possibility of depression after puerperium depression. Okay. So also we follow rights. So mostly I said already about it. So companion of person, birth plan, pain relief standard. So it's possible to have in Poland, women, they have rights to have some anesthesia during delivery, but the problem is lack of anesthesiologist. So we try to improve it, but it's not so easy. Okay, we can go. Skin to skin contact, minimum 2 hours. So that contact should be quite long. Delayed umbilical cord cutting, of course, according to clinical situation. Rooming in, that system we introduce in 90s. This is that we allow mother to stay with newborns. Previously, they were separate suddenly after delivery. So that system changed a lot. Screening tests like hearing for every newborn, metabolism, pulse oximetry, procedures in the presence and with perinatal consent. So every procedure made in newborn must be done after permission, consent of mother or father sometimes. Okay, we can move. Okay, visit of midwife at home. It 4 to 6 visits within first 8 weeks. Then education, of course, during this visit, and monitoring of mental and physical health. Next one. Quite important recent change is that every hospital, every obstetric ward is obligated to make analysis of indicators once a year. Which indicators depends on the hospital, but mostly they use something like the level of quality made by mothers in questionnaire. So women they fill questionnaire, and based on it we have some information. Also, for example, what should be improved, and also quite important the rate of cesarean section. Percentage of cesarean section according to Robson scale or system. It's 10 points scale based on reason of cesarean section. So if we do this calculation, we are able to make comparison between hospitals, and also it gives us information what was the reason of cesarean section. Breastfeeding rates, postpartum depression, so we are trying to improve the breastfeeding rates, and it's quite high and good, like it wasn't previously, and patient satisfaction. Okay, next. This is also, if we recognize the possibility of depression, we send the woman to psychologist. Support for families after a loss of child. This is also new thing, because previously we had no support for in this kind of situation. And sign informed consent, data protection, patient co-determination. Okay, I'm trying to make it faster. And now I will ask, because I finished that part talking about perinatal care, my question to Docent Cruz is, what about time, if I can continue, or
Yeah, we can. We still have 5 minutes remaining if you want to consume that to introduce midwifery briefly, Malgorzata.
so let's try, but it will be not so easy in 5 minutes. Just I will tell you a lot. So let's skip this slide. I will tell you a little bit of history of the profession. So maybe I will just say this, because it will be, if it won't be easy in 5 minutes. Okay, so the beginning of the profession started on Poland in 20th century. It was started, I mean, we have first mention in documents, and on the end of 8th century, because probably everyone remember from the history that Poland disappeared from the map of Europe for 123 years. So we were under the domination Russian, Prussian, and Austro-Hungary. So we are talking this period as a on Polish lands, not Poland. So it was first education was organized on Polish lands in three different partitions. First school was in Poland, Collegium Medicum in Lviv in 1773. This is the oldest school, which was the program was learned in Polish language, was organized by Polish obstetrician in professor in Lviv University. And when we got independency in 1918, so Polish school began. It is just the early beginning. But talking, yes, you can skip. Talking about profession, we also organized professional association like Polish Midwives Trade Union in before war in 1920-1939. Then from 1970-1998 midwives section in Polish Gynecological Association as a cooperation between obstetrician, gynecologist, and midwives. And from 1999, we have separated association as a Polish Midwives Association. Let me look on the next slide, but I'm really afraid that I have no time, so this will be the last one, maybe. So we also had a few magazines at the beginning. They were very pure, but it's important that they exist. From 1926, it was Midwifery Review, Przegląd Akuszeryjny in Polish language. Then 2739, Nowiny Akuszeryjne, and Midwife, Położna in Polish language. Previously, we also used the same name like it is still in Russian language, akuszerka in Russian, in Poland, akuszerka. But that word disappeared and now we have name położna, what is very connected. Położna means like it's very connected with położnik is obstetrician in Polish language. Obstetrician, położnik, położna is akuszerka, położny is akuszer, położnik is obstetrician. So this is the question of language. Sorry, I will not finish this part because of time. So maybe it will be possibility for next meeting, who knows. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Malgorzata, for that very interesting presentation, actually. So that is all about perinatal care in Poland, best practices. We've learned a lot for sure. Actually, Malgorzata, we have in our university hospital here, we have one medical center that is devoted for maternity, mother and child care. We have the Mother and Child Center, and I am sure that most of our participants here are specializing in maternity, as well as midwives. Yeah, thank you so much again for that. Before we proceed with the question and answer, I would just want to inform everybody that in order for you to get a certificate or e-certificate for this seminar, you have to complete the the evaluation of this webinar. So please, if you have your phone with you, you can just scan the evaluation form and complete the evaluation form so that you will get your certificate later on. All right. I will also share the link later on of yeah, yeah. So just scan this one and then answer the evaluation. It's very short. Now, so we are open now for any question. If you have any question, you can write your question in the chat box so that we can watch can translate it. And but I will would like to start the question, Margozata, because here in Kazakhstan, we are also trying to advance not only the nursing profession but also the midwifery profession here in Kazakhstan. Actually, the midwifery here are also very, useful. We all know it's useful in the practice, most especially in mother and child care. However, here in Kazakhstan, midwives of roles are often physician dependent, and many decisions during childbirths are made by doctors. So in Poland, I just want to ask, like, how much autonomy do midwives have in managing pregnancies, deliveries, and what outcomes has this autonomy produced in Poland? Most especially that you did not finish your presentation about midwifery.
So that position of midwives in Poland changed a lot from our access to European Union 2004. We changed the level of education, so it's the same like nurses. I mean, bachelor degree, master degree, specialization, few areas for midwives, and also that document from 2012 gave us much more independency. But talking about reality, every change is a process and every change it needs times. So if we are used for something by even years, that doctor domination, let me say this way, so it wasn't easy to change, but we can see the changes little by little, mostly new generation which comes with knowledge from university and which is more aware about the legal status of the profession. This is the huge hope for change. I say hope because till now, in practice, not everywhere, because doctors they are used to be as a dominated profession. Of course, I don't want to say. I must confess that they're important, but if you are used to do something and you must to give a little space for someone else, so it's not easy. Imagine that in Poland, same nurses and midwives, they can also from 2016 make prescription for some medicine, for some drugs. So it is also some new competences. So I think that we can observe changes little by little. Of course, some midwives also they started with driving the women during physiological pregnancy, but it's not yet such a big progress. It needs time, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Margazata. It's quite interesting, actually. I am not a midwife or I'm not a mother and child specialist nurse, but I know that my colleagues actually are here in this webinar are very interested about advancing this area of nursing in Kazakhstan as well as midwifery. We have a question here from Akmaral, which is actually one of our BN graduates, Bachelor of Nursing graduate. According to the presentation, it appears that midwives in Poland face a considerable workload. Could you please clarify whether the number of midwives is sufficient to meet this demand, and what is the average patient load per midwife?
Oh, this is something what I have on the presentation. It was prepared, so of course we have this, as you Akmaral mentioned, that this is over workload, right? So what we also observed that the age of statistically talking, the age of nurses, same as midwife, is growing. It means that we are getting older as a profession. Overload is quite high, and the, we have also law saying how much midwives, nurses should be planned during, for example, shift at the hospital. But of course, there is a lack of personnel. Lack of medical personnel, this nowadays is problem everywhere, I think. So yes, we have this problem, and sorry that I don't have it, that number in my mind now. But yes, the problem is, I remember nurses that there is 5.4 for 100 inhabitants, and probably midwives is quite similar. So of course the group of nurses is much larger than midwives, and of course we have overload, workload, and we are trying to solve problems, but it's not easy. It's not easy because of economy, right? Talking about salaries and cost for the hospital. But what is really very optimistic, that in Poland, since I think 2-3 years, the salaries of nurses and midwives are quite high. Imagine, I will just make one comparison, that nurse or midwife with master degree and specialization earn more money than university professor. So this is quite optimistic after many years very low salaries. I don't know if I answer.
Yes, you did. You did. There is still like understaffing going on. Yeah. All right. So any other question from the group? From the participants? You can either write them in the chat box, or you can, of course, use your microphone and ask your questions. Okay. So while we are waiting questions from the group, no, I'm very interested because I've seen your presentation, the part that you weren't able to cover, and I've seen your midwifery education there. Can you just briefly give us like how is the structure of your midwifery education in Poland right now? And is it similar with the nursing education that we have, or are they separate, or are they, they similar or what?
Yes. According to our national regulation, there are two different professions. But talking about education is one by one. So bachelor degree it lasts 6 or 7 semesters, but most universities, schools organize it on 6 semesters. Then 4 semester master degree, and specialization, it takes 1.5, sometimes 2 years, depending of the type of specialization. But to start specialization, you must have at least 5 years of professional experience. So you can make a specialization even if you don't have master degree, because there are two separate systems. We didn't combine it as it is in other Western countries quite often. So yes, it is this way.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other question from the participants? All right. I think we don't have any questions from the participant, and also we're running out of time. Before I finally give my warmest thanks to my friend, I just want again to mention to everybody that in order for you to receive your e-certificate for this webinar, you need to answer the evaluation form, which you can access via this QR code. Also, I would also want to advertise that after on September 10, we will have our webinar 2. September 10, we will have our webinar number 2, which is all about advancing nursing through publication. So we will be our speaker will be talking about how will you navigate the publication process and how will you publish your research paper. So it will be a very interesting topic. Also, my dear participants, again, I just want to mention about our newly opened Master of Science in Nursing program here at the School of Medicine. If you are interested, please visit our website. You can scan our QR code here. You can contact me, Jonas Cruz or Anwar, or also Barjan. I think Barjan is with us now. Also, if you have any queries about the Bachelor of Nursing, please feel free. Please feel free to contact any of us, Anwar, me, Barjan. Nancy is here also, the director of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing and BN. So you can always contact us if you have any question about any of this. Now, wait, let me translate this one. Will they give certificate? Yes, again, we will have certificate will be given if you finish answering the evaluation form. This one. So you can access the evaluation form by taking photo in this QR code and answering a very short evaluation about the webinar. Okay, so again, that wraps our webinar for today. Thank you once again to my dearest friend from Poland. I hope to see you next year in uh,
Yeah.
the what do you call this one? The conference in Finland. I hope we can go there. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you so much. Большое спасибо за внимание вам.
okay, thank you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we will see each other again on September 10, 2 p.m. I will this we will distribute the poster for registration and for Zoom link for this second webinar on September 2. Thank you so much, and thank you to Alina for the translation services that you have provided.